Any PA student will tell you that the library was the center of academic life on campus, whether you need to get work done in silence or just hang out with friends. The library's closure this year has left many of us wondering what on earth we're going to replace it with. Thankfully, we have an expert here to answer just that question.
Mr. Barker, director of the OWL. This year, we've embarked on a full renovation of the Oliver Wendell Holmes Library. It's a 14-month project that will span one academic year and 2 summers. And what we're doing this year is using a lot of different spaces on campus to provide library space and study space for students. So let's start with silent study. Certainly that's something important to a lot of students. If you go into lower left of Peresky Commons, you will find a very similar space to the Garver room. In that space, you'll also see librarians who are willing to help you with your research projects, and you'll see a service desk where you can get other questions answered. After dinner at 7 o'clock, we open the second floor, upper left, and we do that from 7 to 9:15 to allow for less quiet study space, but hopefully good productive study space there. For those of you that were fans of the comfy chair room, the comfy chair room is now located in Underwood. There's additional study space in the mail room. In addition to the kind of library dedicated spaces, we also have a number of partners on campus who've pitched in to make sure you have a lot of good space to do your work. The Addison and Peabody have graciously opened their doors for an extra night a week. The Brace Center down on Abbott campus also has a nice study space which is also open. The hope is that you can use any number of these spaces to do all the great work that you're going to do this year. So this is where the books are in the Smith Center. We used a little bit of a data analysis to figure out what books you most use and what you most need to get through a year without a library. And we put those books over there in the stacks. And you can request those books with just the touch of a button online, and we will come down here and get them once a day. So you will have that book in 24 hours. Plan ahead. And then here are the books that we think we can get you in other ways or you might not need as much. So we put those in boxes for a year, and we'll welcome them back when the new building opens. Archives have been moved off-site in a nice, safe location, and they are offline for the year. But it is worth noting how many of our archival collections are already digitized and available digitally, so please use those for your studies. Along with the library, the OWL also housed many important programs to students. Let's start with academic skills. They have moved to Pearson C. You can find the same people to help you do the work you need to do. If you have any IT support related questions or hardware or software questions, you can go to Polk now, and they will stay, they'll be there for the long term. And the Tang Institute has moved over to Pearson D. The Writing Center has moved to a classroom in Morse for the year. And then finally, the Makerspace, which was in a corner patch of a very hot basement for the last few years, is now, thanks to the physics department, in a nice, beautiful classroom where we are now in Gelb 309. So I thank you for your patience for this year. Seniors, I'm sorry that the library isn't there for you this last year, and thank you especially. For everyone else who's coming back next year, the library is going to be amazing. We'll have a much larger makerspace, a lot more study spaces for group study. We're going to have lots of books, and we'll have air conditioning, which a lot of people have asked for. We'll still have the older spaces, the heritage spaces that are important, like Garver and Freeman. They'll be upgraded ever so slightly to fit your needs, but basically the same. The archives will move back in, and we're excited to have the Tang Institute as new partners in the building as well. So look forward to all of those great things, and most importantly, we really hope the new space is exactly how you would like it.